Assalamu alaikum sisters, welcome to my hijab tutorial video. Unique style with extra chin coverage and layers on the top for perhaps going out, party, formal occasion, or just even for fun. You will see that I do have an Alamira two-piece. I start with the basic cap underneath and then the traditional head cover, which covers the neck. I do wear this throughout the year. I feel that it provides extra security, makes me feel much more comfortable with wind, or if I'm bending over during Salah, then I don't worry so much at all that, you know, the back of my neck particularly may become exposed, and I just simply tuck it in underneath my garment before I put on my scarf. I also really love these arm covers, and I really recommend these. I will include in the links below some of my favorite places to shop and where I get my Alamira and the arm covers. So for this particular style, I am wearing black, so I wanted to go with something a little more formal looking. I do have an underscarf, which is fairly thin and in this kind of pattern. It does have a black border, and it's not very wide and not very long, although of course you can use a wider scarf and a longer scarf. This one, I'm going to start with it just on the top of my head, shorter side and longer side. Kind of pin it down close to the edge of the cap with a no snag hijab pin directly under my chin. You can get these pretty much at any hijab supplier. And one thing about my particular styling is I do tend to use a lot of pins. I know that some sisters don't really like pins all that much. I've grown to feel really comfortable with them and prefer them because I feel like, you know, things are just really more secure when they're pinned down. So this is the underscarf. We're going to be doing a layered look, layers on the top. So I'm starting off with this one. The scarf which is going on the top is black. It is thin also. One thing that's unique about it, very pretty, as you might have seen those sparkles, is it does have kind of a rhinestone kind of shimmer to the center. It's not the whole scarf, but it is in the center. So it's kind of nice. I'm going to bring that same thing, short side for both scarves, and long side on the other side. I will fold this just so that it's opaque. And I'm going to leave a little bit of a border. Now you'll see the beginning. I have the two scarves here, the short side, the long side. Now what's unique is, again, the chin coverage that I do with my particular style. I'm going to take the longer side, and you'll see that I use about maybe 4 inches, just about a finger length width, and I bring that down kind of from the little bit below the ear, just so that I can draw it across my chin like so. And then I bring it up fairly tight to a place just a little bit above this ear. So the ear is here, and I bring it up to about there so that, you know, it's got some symmetry with the cheekbones. I can kind of adjust it. I don't like it too pointy, but I do like it to be covered there. And then again, I use the no snag hijab pin, more secure here at this point because it's quite heavy than a straight pin, and you'll see why. So I pin it there. Now, because I took the long side and brought it over here, now we have both scarves with long sides on opposite shoulders. So since we have gone from the underscarf to the black on top, we now want this next scarf to be the next layer. And it does have a border, so in this case, I mean, if it didn't have a border, we wouldn't need to fold it over. But in this case, it does, so we are going to end up folding it over, you will see. I'm going to just tip this down a little bit so you can watch. I'm going to bring it around behind a little bit, and then pull it up like so. You see how I'm doing that? And over. Okay? So, a little bit tricky. Hopefully you can see. I've got the scarf like so. I bring it around back. Grab the front side of it. This is the front side. Pull it up. And over. Very simple, actually. Looks harder than it is. Now, because it's got this black border, I'm just going to tuck that in a little bit underneath. And see this pin here? I'm going to bring it down in front of the pin. Using a straight pin, just your traditional straight pin that you buy from the hijab store. I'm going to pin it down so that it doesn't move. Okay, and again, these are just the traditional straight pin. Size large. I do like them a little bit better than the small pins. Okay, so now you see that I have both long sides here on this side again. And I'm going to drop this one just kind of, you know, underneath like so. Leave it there. And now I have the black top scarf. And I'm going to pull it to the, so that the top part shows. And I'm going to start to pull it up over the head here. And at first you might notice it kind of folds like that because there is pins under here. That's totally normal for this style. When you pull it up, it tends to kind of fix that little bump that is first there. And I do a little bit of folding here. You can see the layered look. And I just bring it around. So I do like the decorative hijab pins. I use them quite a bit. This one is a little bit tricky. It tends to kind of fall apart on me. So I'm going to try to be careful with it. There we go. Oh, it did. It came apart. So let's try that one more time. Probably need to get some of those little tiny tools. And I take the underscarf here and I pull it around on the chest. Because I like this pattern, I do want to ultimately see it a little bit. So again, that's just from the remaining side. No snag hijab pin. You can see where it's a little bit there. And then you have still, the scarf isn't quite fully wrapped. So you could just pin it here and leave it fairly long in the front, maybe showing a little bit of this scarf, or wrap it up a little bit. I think I'm going to wrap it up a little bit. You can see what I'm doing, pinning it. There. So here we have chin coverage. I don't know if you can see from the side, the folds tend to come around it, so you know, it's not like my chin is sticking out with the scarf or anything like that. Down the sides, I can tuck those just a little bit if I want to, you know, make it neat. And you know, the scarf here is in the front. I think that's kind of pretty. I might bring it up just a little bit. so it's not quite so long. And then in the back, if you wanted to leave it, you know, hanging in the back, you could, but I tend to like it folded under. And again, because I have the Alamira, I don't worry about, you know, the wind blowing and my scarf lifting up and or anything like that. I have the Alamira under there, very secure, and then I just kind of tuck the scarf. And you'll also notice that I wear my bun fairly low, so the float comes down like here and then around in the front. And I might just pin that up a little bit higher. So let me just yeah, that's a little bit better. And that's it. So just to kind of take a look from both sides. In the front. And that's my hijab tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Assalamu alaikum.